Hey guys, it's Mindy and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by. Today I have something really exciting for you. I'm going to be doing my first ever tiny home. I know, I'm behind on the time, you guys. But this is a special tiny home because not only is it a tiny home, it is a tiny off-the-grid family home. So as you can imagine, this was definitely a building challenge for me. Now I don't know what exactly constitutes a tiny home to make it a tiny home, like if there's a required number of squares. But this is a tiny home to me, so I really hope that you guys enjoy this build. But before we get into that, I just want to say I'm so glad to be back. If you don't know, I have been away for about a week, and I'm glad to be back and just getting back on my schedule. That's been a little bit frustrating, a little bit difficult. And I just feel like I've been so distant from you guys, which is weird because last week I did set up videos to come out and you guys watched them and you seem to really enjoy my stay-at-home mom series, which I'm really glad because I love that series and I'm just glad that you guys enjoyed it. But however, because they were like pre-recorded and set to come out, I felt like I wasn't really involved in that because I didn't have a lot of time or access to the internet to really like focus on that when they did come out. So Suburban Simmer and my husband took care of my channel a lot. If anything was wrong, you know, they were able to fix it and they were able to just like keep an eye on it for me, and I really appreciate that. They did an amazing job. So yeah, I just feel like I've been a little bit disconnected from you guys, and then I came back and of course I was just exhausted and I needed some days to myself. Just, you know, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's just, I've been a little bit drained. I was actually on a mission trip for church. So, you know, I don't know if any of you have ever been on a mission trip, but yeah, it can definitely be very spiritually exhausting. So, but yeah, I'm home. I'm doing great now. I actually had 3 more kids added to my at-home daycare service, which is, I'm officially at my state limit now, so I can't take any more kids, and I'm telling you, like, I've considered hiring another person because I am just exhausted. It's so hard. But yeah, other than that, everything seems to be going well. I've just been so busy. It seems like I've had my hands in something since I've got home, and I really just want to relax. And even like tonight, the one girl that I babysit for, she's spending the night with my daughter, and then tomorrow, one kid that I babysit for just every so often, I don't have her on a daily basis, I'm gonna have her overnight Saturday. And so, you know, then Sunday comes and I'm a preschool teacher at my church, and so sometimes it can just feel really exhausting. And there's definitely times that I'm like, if I don't look at another kid today, I'll be okay. No, I mean, I love them all. It just, you know, I'm only one person, so I just can't wait for me to sit down and have that moment where I'm just like, okay, like I can just relax, I can just be me. So I want to sit down and pre-record a bunch of episodes. I just don't know when that's going to happen. I need to get some Not So Berry out, and of course some more Stay-at-Home Mom, which I've had so much fun playing. I don't think I've stopped playing. I mean, I think I have like 10 pre-recorded episodes because I was just having a ball playing, and I was like, I didn't want to stop. So yeah, if that kind of tells you where we're at there. Not So Berry, I definitely need to get caught up on though. So with all of that being said, I've totally missed you guys on this channel. I haven't even been on Twitter a lot lately, so I just totally fell out of the loop, and it's a little bit, I don't know, like I just miss you guys, and I feel like I haven't talked to a lot of you that I talk to on a daily basis, so I'm really upset for that. But I have watched a few of your videos that you guys have put out recently, and that does make me, like, it brings a lot of joy to my heart to just, you know that, like, you guys are still there, and, you know, you're still doing your thing, and that's what I love to see from you guys, is just see that you guys are still doing your thing. And so, yeah, that's where I am at. Anyways, you've seen this house come together a little bit, and I have to warn you, everything that we just did downstairs is about to change because that's who I am as a person. So coming upstairs, we have this little hallway, and then we have these 2 bedrooms, and I imagined I was going to put kids in here, and I was really going to start with like toddlers, but then I was like, no. So we actually end up with a toddler who's a girl. We end up with a child girl and a child boy and a girl teen and a boy teen. So we're kind of a little bit even. We do have a toddler girl. So I do want to tell you guys, when I was playtesting this, where I put the toddler's bed at, the only way that the toddler can access that bed is if she puts herself to sleep. So you can move something if you don't like that idea. But if the parents try to like read the child to sleep or put them to bed themselves, it will not work. There's not enough space there. So I do apologize about that. It didn't bother me too much. Because typically when you have a sim with this many kids, like reading a child to sleep is kind of out of the question. It's a lot of work. So yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me. If it bothers you, you can definitely move some things around or take some things out, whatever you want, because I believe I end up putting a art table beside the bed, I think. And so if you don't want that there, if you want to move it outside or something, that's fine. And then you can totally make the bed work for full access. But yeah, I did kind of discover that while I was playing, and yeah, I hope it's not too big of an issue for you guys. But other than that, everything works just fine. I have not had any issues with it. They're able to access everything. Everybody is able to go to bed. I did my best to put as many skill building items in this home as possible, and I think I get an easel outside. Of course, I have the craft table. And I end up building like a greenhouse out back, which is actually probably like bigger than the house itself. But yeah, I add a greenhouse out back, and then of course there's a little play area for the kids. So even though it's a really small home, there's still plenty to do outside. And if it's like raining or something, I made sure to give all of the kids in this home a diary, like a journal, so they all have something to like sit down and write, or you know, if the kids want to color or whatever the case may be. There's not a TV obviously, but yeah, there's still things that they can do around the house, so that just kind of helps out a lot. And I don't know, I so much enjoyed playtesting this home because it was such a challenge, and typically I like to play the same kind of sim family over and over again. Everything is safe and comfy, and yeah, so this was not it. This was totally out of my comfort zone. There were kids running around everywhere. People were mad and upset, and yeah, only one person could get like their meal at once. And I also used the big like the fire pit that came with Island Living, and I didn't realize that meals like took that long to cook, which like duh, like I should have thought it over. Like, of course they're gonna take longer to cook. It's a fire pit. I don't know what I was thinking. So another thing that I struggled with too, that you'll see throughout this build, is the lighting, because I used a lot of candles, but there were times that I put like lights that would have like candles in them, or like oil-based lamps or whatever, and they didn't work. And so I was a little bit frustrated about that, because I feel like sometimes there's like things that should work a little bit better, or things that you shouldn't be able to use. I don't know. There needs to be like some kind of, I feel like if you're going to put out a pack like this, there really needs to be some kind of like basis to which everything is set, you know, if that makes sense. So like if oh, I'm sorry, there's children crying in the background, but for instance, the shower. So yeah, give me a minute, guys, I'm gonna step out. Alright guys, sorry about that. This is just what happens when you're a mom. You record when you can, and the kids were playing quietly upstairs, and so I thought I would take my opportunity, but I do apologize about that. I hate when that happens. I typically record at nighttime just because, you know, I don't want those interruptions on my channel. I want my channel to remain kind of professional, and yeah, when those interruptions happen, they happen. There's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes I can't always make it to record when the kids are sleeping, or, you know, whatever the case is. So I do apologize about that, and I hope it does not bother you that does happen every random once in a while, because like I said, the majority of the time I record while they were sleeping, and I actually have a sleeping baby behind me, so it's like a ticking time bomb here. Like this, he just turned 3 months old, and so I can't say that there's not going to be another interruption, but I'm hoping that there's not. I do apologize about that, guys. Anyways, so as I was saying, there needs to be some kind of basis when we are, when you're talking about off the grid. For instance, these lights right here, they clearly have candles on them. And I know that some candles are like they use batteries or electric or whatever the case may be. But I just felt like, you know, they look like candles. You should be able to use them as candles. Am I not right? I don't know. Anyways, I did kind of struggle with that. I was able to use like the little lanterns a lot. And I think that's what I ended up using throughout the house is the little like blue and green lanterns. We'll see them here in just a minute. But as you can see, the layout has changed. And I'm actually really happy with how this worked out, because before I was trying to get a table in and I still wanted to have some kind of sitting area. And by putting in a picnic table and rearranging everything, I was able to make room for this little sectional, which actually came with my first pet stuff. And it fit nicely in there, so I was pretty pleased with everything. So right here, I am just doing a big just dump of everything that I wanted to put in the backyard, so then I could just rearrange it later. I do that a lot. In case you guys don't notice, I like to just dump everything and then rearrange it, but that's just me. Anyway, so working on the master bedroom, I also did manage to get a dresser in here, and it's usable, and the Sims are still able to access the bed. I did make the room a little bit bigger, if you guys saw earlier, because I could put the bed up against the wall. But my Sims don't, like, if they scoot over, that's great. Like, it works the way that it's supposed to. But however, sometimes when they scoot over, they get stuck, if that makes sense. So, like, I built, like, a camper thing once. And the way that I stuck the bedroom, she was able to get to the bed. But when she scooted over and went to get up from the bed, then she couldn't get to it. So I didn't want to risk that chance of just having it not work at all, if that makes sense. So I had to make the bedroom a little bit bigger so your Sims could actually use that bed correctly. So in here in the bathroom, I just put a couple shelves up. It's not the best bathroom in the world. The tub does work, but it tells you to take like a quick shower. I haven't messed around with any other tubs to see what it says, because it does tell you in the description whether it is playable as, like, if it's functional off grid. So some of the showers are functional, some of them are not, and I don't know if some of the other showers work better off grid or whatever the case is, but that was a shower that I picked, and they are able to take quick showers. So I suppose it's just kind of like maybe they only have like a limited supply of water that they're getting from a well or something. And so for that case, they can only, just take showers that are so long, and then they kind of have to cut them off. So as you can see, I'm play testing here a little bit and just kind of moving around the house and seeing how everything works. And I did that a couple times throughout this, and I cut most of them out, but I didn't cut this one out. And yeah, everything worked just fine. So back to build mode, I just finished up the bathroom here, and yeah, pretty much as you can see, the living room or the main living space has come together. I have that little wicker chair next to the bookcase. They're still able to sit in it, still able to get to the bookcase. So back here, I just fix up the backyard a little bit, and I make not the backyard, but I do fix up the backyard, but the back porch a little bit. And yeah, I was able to create some more space right there. And then right here, I'm working on the boys' rooms. I put a lot of shelving in because I felt like I could put shelving in and make it look still like it was a cluttered bedroom without making it cluttered, if that makes sense. And so I kind of divided the room a little bit, because the teenager in this family, he loves sports, and that's kind of what he's going to be when he gets older. He's going to go into the sports career. And the younger son, he is a child. He's kind of like the whiz kid, and so I just kind of put some like space stuff around there, but also I put some of the little fun, what are they called? The little cards there. I can't remember what they're called. Because I just imagine maybe him and his friends like trade cards or, play or whatever the case is. But, yeah, I think the bedrooms came together pretty well. I was able to clutter it up some, and it still looked really nice. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Also, I want to talk about, the backyard, so I was able to fit a fridge on the back porch, and I didn't know if it was going to work at all, but it does. It works. You can get a salad out of it, and you can also store your leftovers in there. So don't worry about, you may be like, why is there a fridge here? But it still works. So your Sims can make salads, or, like I said, they can store their leftovers. So for instance, if we cook something on the big fire pit out there, they're still able to put their leftovers away, which is really nice, because I feel like if you did live off the grid, that's something that you would definitely need, is some kind of like cooler or some kind of freezer or something to prevent your food from spoiling. But yeah, I was pretty pleased to see that the fridges worked. That made me really, really happy. I know there were some complaints in the beginning, so I don't know if something changed or if they were going to add something new into the update. I don't know how all that works. Like I said, I didn't really play off the grid when we first got Island Paradise. This is just something that I've had in mind for a while. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I think there's been one update since, but were fridges always available when you're playing off the grid? I don't remember. I feel like something changed. Somebody said something, or noticed. I shouldn't say complained. They didn't complain, but I feel like there was something that was noticeably people were like, okay, well, we can't live without a fridge. I don't remember what it was though, so just correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that something changed there. Anyways, so you saw me kind of work on the backyard a little bit, and I wanted to get the little sandbox in, and of course I put a little pool out here. I don't know how realistic, if somebody lives off the grid, I imagine they're probably not really going to have a pool, because maybe they don't want to waste that water, or, I don't know, but whatever, it works out anyways. And it's The Sims, and the toddlers can still play in it, and it just adds a little bit more fun for your Sims to just hang out, your little toddler Sims, or even some of the adults if they just want to hang out in the pool for a little bit. Yeah, it all works pretty well. So here I am working on the backyard, and I put a little patio-ish type area that goes back to the greenhouse, or it goes back to the little garden, which is actually attached to the greenhouse. And I decided to put the greenhouse and then a little spot for outside to plant your plants, because I imagine, maybe they grow flowers, or maybe they grow their fruits and vegetables, and of course they're going to need what's in season, or they're going to have to leave what they need to grow what's in season, but the food that they need, if that makes sense. So anyways, I wanted to put a fire pit that you could actually play around to, and not just one that you cook food at. And I know you can you have the option to hang out at the fire pit, but that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have an actual fire pit where they could roast marshmallows and sit around and tell stories. So it's kind of what I was going for. And then I used a lot of plants from the update that we got out of the debug menu, because they're free, and I don't know, I just think they're super cute, and everybody has them. Well, I shouldn't say everybody has them, because that's not true, is it? I guess not, because you would have to have the certain pact. Okay. Well, anyways, I love those flowers. I love that they're free. I actually built, for a personal game save file, I built a starter home, and it's probably the best starter home that I've ever built. It's definitely the most detailed one, because I was able to use a lot of plants from that debug menu, and it was for free. And so I was pretty pleased with myself. I was like, oh, I have a starter home that doesn't necessarily look like a starter home. It looks like a normal home. So yeah, I was really happy about that. And then here I am just looking for some different trees to put in this corner. I just wanted something there. It just felt like I should have some kind of tree on the lot other than that back tree, because we are kind of in a wooded type area. And so I kind of wanted it to look like it belonged in the area, and just kind of looked like it flowed into the area. So I did settle on that tree, and I think that's the only tree that I used, and then I just kind of put some flowers and stuff around it. So just working on a few things around the house. I'm trying to think. I add some flowers up against the greenhouse. I work on the greenhouse a little bit more, and then I think I arranged the kid area in the backyard as well. So Yeah, we are basically coming to the end of this video, but I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. I hope you try to play with 8 Sims in this build, because it's absolutely crazy. And let me know what you guys think in the description below. Let me know if this is something you're going to be playing in. And let me know how it all works out for you guys. Be sure to follow me if you have yet to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later. Bye.